This is just the precursor for my continued career as an influencer.
This is right. Yes. You are going to be a makeup influencer, right?
Well, today, I don't know.
On
We'll
today.
see. I have a lot of ideas.
I know what you're not going to be is a crochet influencer.
I am not.
You're
Or
not,
any kind of sewing.
you're
or
no
crafty
hooker.
thing. I'm not.
That's what they call crochet artists is hookers. Lovingly. Lovingly. You can crochet anywhere
Oh,
you want except on a street corner because then things get confusing.
no.
Hello, I'm Adam,
Hi, I'm Tina.
and we're
Brewing Theatre.
Virtual clink.
Notice mine has Meemaw on it because everybody wants a mug.
That's
I don't
right.
want them to take mine.
And also because we all call you Meemaw. And that's how we
Truth.
know that
Except for my grandchildren who call me Tina.
That is the irony. Oh, the irony.
Yes. My students for years have called me Meemaw.
Oh,
Did my grandchildren call me that? No.
never.
It's okay.
It's okay. We're not bitter. But you know, you don't get to choose the grandma and grandpa names. It is up to the grandchild. So,
Yes.
as everyone knows. Hopefully, some of you out there, this may even be the very first time you've joined an episode of Brewing Theatre. And so we want to welcome people who maybe have never watched another episode. And the reason we suspect we may have some new folks out there is because we have decided to announce our 2025-2026 season via Brewing Theatre first.
We're excited.
So if you're one of our loyal listeners, then you are being rewarded because you will hear about the season ahead of everybody else. And if you're new, we want you to hit that like and subscribe and follow or whatever button you have on the platform that you're choosing to listen to us on, so that you'll get to hear all the rest of our inane conversations. So, without further ado, what's going to be our first show of the 2025-26 season? Actually, wait, I kind of have an announcement about that we didn't talk about. The board voted yesterday. So this is like hot off the presses, right? The board just voted about this. And the official first event is not a play. The official first event of the 2025-26 season is Tina's retirement celebration event on August 16th. So we want everybody, that's you, 15 days before your official retirement, we are going to celebrate you, and we're going to do it down at the Bama Theater. It will be in the evening on Saturday, August 16th. So people need to go ahead and mark their calendar. You can't get tickets now. Don't worry. That'll be coming down the pike. And more details about exactly what the celebration will be coming down the pike. But this is going to be big, and you're not going to want to miss it. It's literally a once-in-a-lifetime celebration. And everyone I know is going to want to come out and wish you well as you enter the next phase.
I still
Some might
have a hard
say
time believing it.
the last phase.
That was funny before Ernie's heart attack.
Too soon.
Yes.
Too soon. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
The final phase.
The final frontier. So, yes, it's my retirement party at the Bama. So, August 16th, put it on your calendar. I want you to be there. I'm excited about celebrating the many years, not just as executive producer, but almost 30 years that I've worked with Theater Tuscaloosa. And so I'm so excited that they're throwing me a party.
I'm so excited and I just can't hide it. No.
I know.
I want you to retire. Wait, that didn't come right.
No, I know people are like, please, y'all get on it.
Get with it. Okay, so what are the real shows that we're going to do? We're going to open. Actually, this is going to be a season of firsts. All of the shows that we are doing, Theater Tuscaloosa has never produced before. It doesn't mean it's the first time it's ever been produced. A lot of these have been produced a lot. But it's the first time Theater Tuscaloosa has produced any of these shows if things go to plan. So let's talk about this first one, Tina.
The first one is a play that I read a couple of years ago. I happen to be friends with the playwright Kenneth Jones on Facebook. And he wrote a
How many
play
Facebook friends do you have?
I don't know.
I would guess it's 1,500.
I don't know. I don't even know how to know that.
I'm gonna have to look that up. This is
why I'm retiring, because I'm old.
Because you're old.
Anyway, so all right, Kenneth Jones wrote this great story based on a real person here in Alabama, a librarian. Takes place in the 50s in Montgomery. It's called Alabama Story. So we're excited that the show had its beginnings at the Shakespeare Festival, but then COVID hit. I'm not sure it exactly started there, but it definitely had its workshop. So we're excited to bring this Alabama Story to Alabama, and it's about a librarian who, in the 50s, had a book about a white rabbit and a black rabbit.
Who get married. Yeah, it's a children's book.
And there were some people that were not happy.
In the legislature.
And a black rabbit were getting married. And so it's an interesting
had gray
story.
Bunnies. And who can love a gray bunny?
It's an interesting story. It's got a lot of humor in it, but it's talks about racism. I'm just gonna be blunt. And which is why it appeals to me, because it's based on a true story. It's set in Alabama, but it also just celebrates a lot of people with great attitudes, and then also shines the light on people that might need to check their attitude.
Right.
So that's why I picked the show. I'm not trying to make any kind of political statement. I picked an interesting story. That happens to happen in our backyard. So you don't want to miss Alabama Story. I've been talking to Mr. Jones to see if he might consider, coming our way. So we're in the early stages of that, but he's excited that we're doing it.
That's very exciting. And of course, Alabama Shakespeare Festival is instrumental in this script's development through the Southern Writers Project. So we're very excited to have that connection. And you'll have to keep listening, but we actually have Alabama-related stories bookending our season. So we start with Alabama and we end with Alabama. But before we get there, I do have this just in. Breaking news. Tina Turley has 2.2 thousand friends. So I was under by about 700. So she clearly will take your friend request. So I would say to you, if you're not already friends with Tina, take this opportunity now to send her a friend request, because you're one of very few people
never doing another one of these
ever met or not met that she hasn't accepted their friend request.
Never doing another one of these again.
All right. So the next show, can I talk about the next show?
Of course.
I'm very excited about the next show because we've actually made allusions to the fact, or references to the fact, that the marketing people love to do a Christmas Carol. However, of course, we've done a Christmas Carol before, but what we have not done is a musical version of a Christmas Carol. And there is a musical out there called Scrooge. And we have to say it that way because the title officially has an exclamation point. So it is literally Scrooge. It was based on a movie that came out in the 1970s, became adapted as a stage musical. And so we're going to do it here. And it's got wonderful, fun, family-friendly music. People are going to just love this show. I think people are going to come out of the woodwork to audition for it, to get the opportunity to portray these classic Dickens characters, but also through music. So it's going to be a wonderful way to celebrate the holidays.
So we've had very successful productions of A Christmas Carol, and it was a play with music, of which mostly I added, of music
Carols.
that was in the public, carols that were in public domain. So
Carol DeVellis.
Christmas Carol DeVellis.
She was Mrs. Fezziwig.
Anyway, so I'm never doing So I'm excited that we're still bringing Christmas Carol, but we're doing a musical, a full-blown musical version of it.
Yes,
and so I think people are going to It's fun. It's a very fun show.
And people like Charles Prosser have been begging for this show. Bradley Logan, who's on our board, was real excited about this show. So people had sort of been putting that bug in our ears. And we came to one of the reasons that we're putting the musical there instead of October. If you remember this last season, we did the Addams Family in October. And that was a good match because it was October and, Halloween and all that kind of stuff. Because of the logistics of the season, we're actually going to do Alabama Story at the end of September instead of in October. But also we kind of, finally after all these years, the light bulb went off that we do our big summer musical in July. If we then do the very next show of the next season is a musical, we're doing back-to-back musicals, which is taxing on the staff. It's also very, very expensive to do back-to-back musicals.
Right.
The extra expenses of the orchestra and the rights cost more and et cetera, et cetera. And there's always more costumes and everything. It's just more. And we thought, well, why don't we do it at Christmas? Christmas should be a musical, and then July is a musical, and then we kind of have it on opposite ends of the calendar year, even though it's different seasons or whatever. So that was a lot of the decision making that went into why don't we make A Christmas Carol a musical, and then
honestly, with me leaving and a new person coming in, you know what? Things may be very different in the days ahead, and that's okay. Things change and. We're continuing to grow, and the fine arts department's continuing to grow. Shelton's continuing to grow. So we have lots of things going on, but we're just continuing to figure out what works best for our audience members and our staff and board and technical people and, of course, our actors. So we're just continuing to figure out what it is we need to do. So I'm excited about Scrooge.
Scrooge! Scrooge!
That we're doing it around Christmas because that is always helpful.
Yes.
So, Scrooge.
This just in. Hot. I got a headline here. Hot news. Adam Miller only has 1.1 thousand friends. So I'm lagging behind, sadly. So maybe it's me that needs the friend requests, with only 1,000 people that like me. So it's hard. It's hard life.
But if they like me.
Yeah, they like you twice as much as they like me. I will say I'm a little more discriminating about who I will accept. So
shut up. All right, let's move on to the third show. Which
but we can't really
February.
Talk all about that because we got some rights pending.
Right.
Maybe we could give them a hint, or a
nudge,
clue about what might be coming. It might be mysterious.
Mysterious?
Yes, it might be.
Who done it?
Who did do it? I don't know. You could play games with this all day long trying to figure out who did it.
And I just don't have a clue.
It might take logic to figure out who did it. You might have to figure out what weapon they did it with and in what room they did it in. That would be exciting. So we're waiting for some rights to come through on that one, but you'll know it's going to be a mystery.
Right. It'll be a fun mystery of some sort.
Yes, and it will be a comedy. A comedy, play, mysterious.
Mystery, fun. It'll be fun.
That's all we can say. As soon as we hear back from our good friends at BroadwayLicensing.com, we will make that announcement.
If you're listening.
Officially. That's right. That's it. Of course they're listening. We have tens of listeners. Tens,
you're right.
I tell you.
Right. All right. So then the next slot is the Shelton State Collaborative Show.
Woo-hoo, our Shelton Show.
Which highlights our Shelton students and any other students that want to come out and audition. And it also then is in cooperation with Theater Tuscaloosa. So it's a chance for both Shelton students, local high school students, and then our Theater Tuscaloosa
UA,
actors.
anybody.
Anybody that wants to come out. One of my favorite shows, and Molly Page picked this, and I'm excited about it. And I might just have to come out of retirement to act.
Oh, hey.
Although I'm a little old for it. It's called Peter and the Starcatcher, which is the beginnings of Peter Pan, and it is fun.
Yeah, so it's almost like a little prequel. But it's not a full musical. There are 4 songs that they sing throughout the show. but it's not a full musical. But you find out, where does Tinkerbell come from? Who was Peter before he was Peter Pan? Who, what was his family like? What was his situation? And so we've never really known that unless you go and see Peter and the Starcatcher. So we're very excited to offer that in April.
Yeah,
and that will be on our season. And so when you get season tickets, you'll get that as well.
That's a fun show. So you don't want to miss that. And then finally, we started with an Alabama story, and we're going to end with an Alabama story with the big old musical.
Yes.
Fairly new to most audiences as far as musicals go. Big Fish.
This has suddenly gone ASMR or something.
It is a cult classic for many people. They love the movie, the Tim Burton movie. It was filmed in Wetumpka and areas around that area.
Yes.
Wetumpka Depot Players did it a year or two ago and said that people loved it.
Loved it.
Norbert Leo Butz originated the role on Broadway of
the best name ever
of the Sun, and we know Norbert Leo Butz went to ASF.
Yes, he did. Yes, he and I are fellow alums.
So we have a lot of Alabama connections with Big Fish. So we're excited about it. It's a fun show. It's a funny show. It's kind of got some mystery and intrigue to it. It's new.
Very imaginative. Lots of theater magic in this show as well. Witches, giants, elephants.
Yeah, just all kinds of, it's sort of circusy.
Yes, circus.
But it talks about family. It talks about home. It talks about what's important. And it also really talks about using your imagination and living your life to the fullest. So I think it's going to be one of those that you're like, well, I don't know about that. I haven't really seen anything about it. Well, come see it because it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It is different from the movie because the movie is not a musical.
Right.
But it's based on that story and it's based on a book.
Right.
So there's a lot of...
read the book now. Get yourself familiar with the material.
Right.
And then plan to come audition or plan to come see it. We'd love to get you involved with this one. So Alabama on both ends.
Yeah, and even though I'm not going to be the executive producer next year, I will still be around to see how all this stuff fabulously unfolds and support Theater Tuscaloosa still as much as I can. And I'm excited about this season and what it brings to our community, both to the performers, to the designers, directors, and to our audiences. So, y'all, a fun season is ahead, and I can't wait.
And some people are probably thinking, ooh, how can I get tickets to this? Well, you can't yet. You're going to have to wait just a minute. At the beginning of May, we'll send out letters to our subscribers that stuck with us and give them the opportunity to grab up their old seats as we promised. And then after that, probably around July, we will send out our season brochure. And then it'll be open to the general public. So that's kind of how that will unfold.
So be on the lookout, but you're in the know right now of all the things that we're offering. And the Bean Brown Theater is right now, actually, there is an unofficial event in there. We're trying things out, but
it's an official event, but we're unofficially.
But to me, it's unofficial because it's not a theater event. But so we're back in the theater and we're excited. Yes. And by the time Anastasia rolls around this summer, it's gonna be spectacular. Glorious. I can't wait for you guys to see the new lobby, the new theater, the new stage floor. It's glorious. So I'm going out on a high note.
That's right. Anything goes. Away to retirement. But not that far because you still just live down the road. Right. Wouldn't it be nice to just come to our shows and enjoy them as you haven't been able to do that in 30 years. And so you'll actually get to walk in and everything will have happened and you won't have had to do any of the work and you'll just walk in and be like, this is great.
I don't believe that. But thanks for being encouraging.
Yes.
No, I will. It will be all I can do not to just be excited and want to continue being the biggest cheerleader. So I will do that. It just doesn't mean that I have to show up at 8:00 in the morning.
That's right. That's right. And maybe, after a year or two, once whoever our new person is gets settled in, maybe you'll be back to just direct. Paul did that for years and years. So,
Yeah.
I'm sure that door will be open to you as long as you care to walk through it. So,
but I ain't misbehaving.
That's the picture behind you up there. And you're recording today in our fabulous green room upstairs. So, well, I'm at the bottom of my cup. I hate to say it. And so I think it's time for us to say until next time. So I've been Adam.
And I've been Tina.
And we've been Brewing Theater. Cheers.
Come see us.